Yo, I'm really starting to think that the Canon C50 just may be that perfect middle ground camera for both content creators, but then also filmmakers themselves. This camera right here has a lot of great features in it that's going to be benefiting both sides. And honestly, for my last 30 days of me using this camera, I ain't even that mad, you feel me? Until they, did something different, but we'll talk about that later on in the video, man. Let's go and talk about the Canon C50. Now, as some of you guys know, the Canon C50 is being deemed, as like the FX3 killer. Me personally, I really can't talk too much about that at all, just because I haven't really shot on the FX3 as much. I think I probably had the FX3 probably for like a couple of days, just borrowing one of my friends, but I just didn't understand how to color grade it, so I was like, bro, this ain't for me. Plus, on top of that, I got everything Canon, and that switch around, especially in this economy, it ain't possible at all. We do have that boxy design, which is similar to like the FX3, and that's why people were saying this is going to be the killer of that. It is what it is. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm actually kind of happy that Canon is taking this route of building their cameras. We first seen this design come through in the R50V, which I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my favorite APS-C cameras that I've ever owned. But now having this in the C50 body build as well, I was so excited when I seen the box design versus a standard camera design, like their R series does have. The cool thing about it as well, now right now this is a heavy build for me personally, just because I have the tilted cage plus also the top handle. But if you take both of those things off of there, I mean, honestly, this camera right here is pretty much lightweight. Now, I can't even cap about that at all. Now, this camera also does support 14 different customizable buttons, and they all do have their own customizations already, selected on there. But if you do want to go ahead and furthermore change it like I did, you could definitely do so as well. I pretty much customized it a couple buttons just for my ISO changes, because we do have dual base ISO in here of 800 and 6400. But then also on top of that, when I wanted to turn on like digital IS, one click of a button, boom, it's already there, and it really doesn't hurt me doing this much. I highly recommend that for anybody that's swapping over from like the photo menu of a Canon camera going over to the cinema menu, because the cinema menu, I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of stuff in there to learn. But if you are familiar with that photo menu, just set your buttons and call it a day. This camera also does come with 3 different 1/4-inch threads. You can also say 5, it just depends. 2 of them are going to be on the top. I don't consider those as being usable, just because that's for your top handle, which I ain't gonna lie, the top handle is straight up fire. We'll get to that in a minute. But then you do have 2 1/4-inch threads on the side of the camera, and then 1 on the bottom. Now for the 1/4-inch threads that's on the side of the camera, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of hate these designs and everything, because let's say for instance, you actually are a content creator, when you do purchase this camera like I am, you actually want to mount your camera sideways, and you really can't do it at that right point and everything. So it's kind of like, I kind of wish they would have did something different. But luckily, with a cage attached to it, you can actually just go and mount it directly right in the middle and call it a day. Because otherwise than that, it's like your camera will be like at the tip of the freaking, tripod and all that weird stuff. But keeping on the design aspect of this camera as well, we do actually get a full-size HDMI on the Canon C50. Thank God for that right there, because the R5, I done had the micros and I done broke several different cables, but now having a full-size one, if I really need one that day, I can literally go to my room, go get the one from my Xbox or my TV and plug it directly into this and plug it into my monitor. Hey, don't add me. It is what it is, you feel me? We also do have 2 tally lights built into the camera as well. We got 1 on the front side and then 1 on the back. But then also on top of that, if you want to have an extra tally light on the actual monitor itself, you can definitely do so as well. We do have the same exact, LCD screen on here. It's a 3-inch, LCD screen. Hey, one of the best LCD screens I've personally ever seen. And it's another reason on why I really wasn't interested in the Sony camera, because their LCD screens, even though it's more flexible, the resolution is not all that comparing it to Canon. I mean, honestly, last but not least about the Canon design, we're going to talk about this top handle right here, because honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I've never been a person that really used the top handle. Like I used to have it on the R5 body before, and I just didn't care for it. But I think it was all about the build design. When I tell you, I got big hands, I'm a big dude. So this right here, this grip, this is fire. This is like literally one of my favorite top handles I've ever used. And the fact that it comes with 2 full-size XLR cables. So if you do want to go ahead and plug in like those professional podcast microphones, or even like that Sennheiser MKE 600 microphone, you can definitely do so. You do get 2 channels of separate recording in here, and also on top of that, if you don't have any batteries inside of your microphone, this right here does come with 48 volts of phantom power as well. So I mean, honestly, this is fire. And also on top of that, you still do have your zoom rocker on top of this, another cold shoe on top of this thing as well. Then you also got 2 different, what's these right here, 1/4-inch threads as well, and also your record button that you can't lock. So if you don't want to use it, you can lock it, and you can't click that button at all. Honestly, this is probably one of like the most thought out products I've personally seen. What's actually kind of crazy, I just realized there's another tally light right here on top of the top handle as well. So hey, this right here is a perfect, I'm speechless. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Canon did that thing when they actually made the process of like building this camera right here, from like the design aspect of it. Like I said, the 1/4-inch thread, they could have been placed differently, but I'm not gonna complain about it, because a cage will literally fix everything. But enough talk about the actual design of the camera, but let's go and move into the better side of the camera. Pretty much is going to be the specs itself. I'm not going to talk about photos because this right here is not a photo focus camera. This is literally a video camera. It's the reason why I really bought it, because it does have active cooling built inside of the camera itself. That's one of the things I personally really needed, especially coming from a Canon R5 that doesn't have active cooling. So, you know, the overheating, especially when trying to shoot in like the higher frame rates or by the 4K, you know, for over 30, well, first of all, forget even recording and overheating. The R5 got a freaking 29.59 record limit. This right here doesn't even have a record limit. So let's just start right there on why I really made that jump for sure. But then going back into it as well, the overheating aspect of it. My R5 has overheated on me a couple times, but of course through a couple, you know, good firmware updates, I haven't really had any issues. But having the C50 with active cooling inside of here, and also being able to change the settings of the actual fan speeds, I don't have to worry about overheating at all. Like, I have a huge festival to go shoot on June the 27th here in St. Louis called Black Wall Street 3 and 4, and it's about to be probably about 90 degrees because it was for the past 3 or 4 years I've been out there, and this right here is definitely going to come in handy. Now, keeping on the same exact topic with the features of the camera, let's talk about the main reason on why people really do go to Canon, because it's not for the camera bodies, and it's definitely ain't for the camera lenses, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of seeing some of the conversation switch over, because Canon is known for, you know, not opening up that RF mount, which we'll talk about that for sure later. But let's talk about the image quality that you do get from this Canon C50. Now, the Canon C50 does have a 32.5 megapixel full frame sensor that can shoot 7K open gate up to 30 frames per second. It's one of my favorite features to use, but I will tell you this right now, if you are somebody that's looking to buy this camera and possibly the R6 Mark III, which I haven't heard of anything like that before yet, the storage size that you will have to maintain, oh, it is heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is really heavy, especially when you're trying to shoot in that open gate mode. I pretty much can only record probably one YouTube video. I mean, like 14 minutes is probably gonna take anywhere between 20 to 30 gigabytes of storage, just like that. And also on top of that, trying to shoot in B-roll, it's kind of crazy, but then again, it is going to be worth it if you are a creator that just literally just need one shot. Like, that's what I just use it for. Like, if I'm trying to go somewhere and I know I need to have both, you know, the vertical and also horizontal, that's all I'm going to, you know, shoot it for. But this right here is also going to be a beneficial factor for anybody that's actually doing like videography or photography on the side, and your client wants to have both of those, you know, videos recorded in horizontal and vertical. That's another charge you can literally add onto, you know, your package as well. And then, you know, just save up some money, purchase you an SD card. I mean, not an SD, but, you know, SSD, or, you know, a CF Express card, because you're going to need it. That's serious. Also, on top of that, if you are going to be trying to edit in 7K open gate mode, you can expect probably just a little bit of lag on your machine, depending on what type of computer you do have. I personally still use the Apple MacBook M1 Pro computer and everything, and I do have a little bit lagging, but, you know, once you create a proxy, you should definitely be all good to go. And even as I mentioned earlier in the video as well, this camera does have dual base ISOs, coming in at 800 plus 6400 as well. So having an ability to switch between both of those is definitely going to be beneficial for anybody that's trying to shoot in the daytime or even shoot in the nighttime. I went ahead and got both of those. So, you know, hey, look at the clips, tell me how you feel about them. I think they probably look good. I do need to learn a little bit more about color grading. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, you know, hey, don't hate on me. It's all good. Otherwise, if you don't want to shoot in that 7K open gate mode, you can go ahead and shoot in 4K at 120 frames per second, or of course you want to do 2K, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm actually happy that I got the ability to shoot in 2K versus just shooting in standard, you know, FHD. 2K is fine with me. Upload that to social media. You know, my reels, I'm good. I'm good on that. That's fire. Thank you. And the last thing we'll talk about in, you know, our image quality of this camera right here is going to be the fact that this camera does have both C-Logs. We got C-Log 2 and also C-Log 3. C-Log 2 is definitely new for me, so I'm actually still learning how to color grade in that. Right now I'm recording on C-Log 3 on the Canon R5. I was going to shoot on the the C50 and everything, but I was just like, why would I do that when I'm trying to, you know, show you guys off the camera and everything? So, hey, at least we got all those log features inside of the C50, plus also having the ability to shoot in open gate mode. I do wish open gate was at 60 frames per second, but I will take 30 frames per second, considering how much storage it definitely does take. It's definitely diabolical. So, like I said, be prepared. Now, let's go and move over to the section that I really need to see some real improvement on, especially knowing how much this camera does cost us. And that's going to be talking about these new batteries that we do get from Canon. I don't understand why they gave us the same batteries that we've been using in like the R series cameras for a cinema camera. Because when I tell you right now, even though they have a new battery, the battery life on these things suck. Like, I used to be a person where I can, you know, buy the after party batteries and everything, but then some firmware came around for the R5 where I couldn't use them anymore. I get it, cool, what to do, move on. Now I'm buying these official batteries, and these things are not cheap at all. These cost literally 80 bucks per battery that you do purchase. But then also on top of that, doing one day of a full shoot, you're probably going to need maybe anywhere between 2 to 3 batteries depending on what you are recording in. So if you are shooting in 4K, you might want to go ahead and buy you five of these. But if you're shooting in open gate, you probably just want to go ahead and get you a D-tap battery, because at that point in time, it's probably not going to be worth, you know, constantly changing these batteries in and out. I'm in the process right now of actually looking to purchase a dummy battery and plugging it directly into with my D-tap, because bro, these things are expensive and the battery life really does suck. Also on top of that, even on the screen and stuff, sometimes you'll see the screen, like on mine, I've been seeing like I'll get a battery life of 101 minutes, even if it's on 2 bars. Sometimes I even see it like at full max at like 41 minutes, 51 minutes. I'm just like, bro, I don't know what is what. It's inconsistent for sure with it come down to the battery life itself. People are saying that it definitely does depend on what type of lens you are using, because I did notice this. If you do use the EF, you cannot use after party batteries, and you can't use this battery either. This is like the secondary, like this battery came out before this battery did, but you can't use this battery if you're using the the EF lens on the C50, which is kind of dumb. But I don't know, but like I said, I need them to do some type of improvement, give us a firmware, give us a better battery, give us saying you can do the same battery size obviously, but you know, extend the battery life on them or something, because trying to do a whole day shoot is definitely not possible at all on the C50 with just 1 to 2 batteries, even 4 batteries. It ain't gonna work at all. Now, I'm gonna move over to my thoughts and everything about the Canon C50, especially me coming over from a Canon R5. I'm always gonna, you know, keep my R5 just because it has 45 megapixels. So, you know, if I want to do photography shoots, I can still do those. But, you know, having a C50 that is video focused, has active cooling, has a 7K open gate mode, it definitely does open me up to new doors and new, you know, ways to make revenue. Because if I want to go shoot podcasts, guess what I can do so, and I can have my R5 being a B-roll camera. Or if I really want to have my R5 being a main camera, I can literally do that and pair it up with this. I don't know why I would do that, but you know, it is a possibility for sure. Other than that, I do hate the fact that the camera doesn't have IBIS. I really do wish that we did have IBIS in this camera, but then again, I was looking at some old videos of people in general just making YouTube videos, and some reason for me having this camera not seeing the IBIS wobbles, I can really see that in even some of my old footage as well. I can see the IBIS wobbles in the R5. I had the R8 as well. I think the R8 did have IBIS. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know, but whatever is on my channel. I had a lot of cameras, diabolical. But anyway, I seen the IBIS wobbles and I ain't a fan of it at all. So I'm kind of cool with this thing not having IBIS, but then again, I kind of do wish it did have IBIS for certain situations. So therefore, that's why I am happy we do at least have digital IBIS inside this camera. So, you know, I ain't too mad about it. But yeah, I think that's all we're going to talk about today in regards to the Canon C50. I got a lot of more videos coming about this camera and stuff, because I want to get more, you know, this camera has a lot, you feel me? It has a lot of features in here, and I got to use some of them, you know, to show you guys it for sure. But I do hope you guys definitely did enjoy today's video, and until next time, you guys, the brand is out. Peace.